We're going to open up the Charlton Board of Health meeting. Today is August 19th. It is 6 p.m. All board members are in attendance, as well as Health Director Jim Philbrook. First item for business is the acceptance of the meeting minutes for July 22, 2025. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept them. I do see that there are some.
I wasn't here tonight.
No, you're out.
So
Okay.
Between me and him.
Right.
But there's some markups on that. Do you
Yeah,
wanna
so what I
just-
did, John, to clarify it, when Steve's done, but it says they were menthol cigarettes at Sonny's, and I was incorrect. They were Newports, but it was flavored tobacco. It
Yes,
wasn't
okay.
menthol.
All right. Okay.
That was the
So
amendment.
minor change. Okay.
Minor change, but
Yeah.
because
Okay.
that's what they said. I didn't know that there was more than
I didn't
that.
either.
So that's, I called them menthol, but I was wrong in doing so.
Yeah.
So that's the only change. Besides that, everything looked
Okay.
good to me.
So yeah, I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, minutes are good. Next line item is zero, under new business, Zero Beach Middle Road variance request. Zero Beach Middle Road variance request. All right. Is that what this is, Jim?
Yes. There's a letter in there from the engineer
Okay,
stating what the issue was. Did she include it in there? I don't see it.
there's a letter here.
There it is.
Is this it? I've got it.
All right, let me just take a quick peek at this.
Liz Dupree is the engineer.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let me see if this correlates to this.
Just a little bit.
In accordance with 310 CMR 15, you are being notified of a meeting that will be held in the Charlton Board of Health, 37 Main Street for the property aforementioned. The meeting is being held in review for a proposed single-family house development which requires variances for Title V, 310 CMR 15.211 and 15.214 as follows. Installation of a soil absorption system 75 feet from the owner's proposed well. So we'll find this.
Yeah, well's right there in the corner. Right here, sorry.
More chairs here.
Oh, yeah, there it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
So
Oh, you
here's
can
a
see where we are.
75-foot mark, so it looks like it's exactly 75
Yeah.
feet. Installation of a well 75 feet
You see
from the
here, Russ,
owner's
water.
proposed soil.
It's almost the same thing. I don't understand why she did that. From SAS.
I'll stand for a bit, Jim. Thank you.
All right, so it's the same thing, it's just reversed. So they're
Just
saying the
reversed.
well from the
Thank you.
soil absorption system and then the leach field to the well. So it's the same it's the same request, there's no change there. Development of a two-bedroom, single-family residence on pre-existing lot whose area is 10,000 square feet. This request includes recording a two-bedroom deed restriction. Jim, is that for Board of Health? For a two-bedroom request for a single-family residence?
No.
That's not Board of Health, right?
No.
So the only thing for the Board of Health is the 75-foot offset?
The offset, yep.
With the nitrogen loading, right? That would be you guys too, right? The nitrogen capacity loading there?
Tom's already approved that. The distance has to be approved by the board because it doesn't meet the standards, so
So-
we can't do a field.
I'll just give you guys a little scope.
Sure, go for it.
Direct it to-
So, yeah, what we did is we had a 2.5 acre lot. So what I tried to do is, we tried to split that lot. And the issue that we ran into there is that there's another road that's in Spencer, and we didn't have legal rights to actually use that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason why we couldn't split the lot, because the reason why we're coming here is the reason why we believe it's a hardship, you know, as the applicant, is that I was trying to give this lot the right amount of area to meet all the zoning requirements first. The reason we couldn't split that lot, so I told the homeowner, the owner of the land, that, you know, this is really all we can do to try to get the offsets to be met. And we're doing a 3-bedroom house on the other lot, so we'll have plenty of nitrogen capacity left, because we can't get another lot out of it. So, you know, that 2.5 acre lot's only ever gonna be one lot, 3-bedroom house.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, from our point of view, I think the only thing we really can approve is that 75-foot offset. Are you here on this matter?
Yeah, I, actually own my lot, my house, or my lot goes up to the back of where he's building.
Okay.
So the reason I'm here is I wanna make sure wherever he's putting in that septic system
Mhm.
and the leach fields does not interfere on my land or run in, you know, mess around with my septic system that I have. So
Okay.
that's the main reason why I'm here tonight, is I wanna know where that septic system is gonna be. Cause
Okay.
I don't want it to.
Do you know where
screw
your
over
land
my-
is?
Yeah,
On
it's-
this map?
Oh, on that map,
She's over here.
where they put, yeah, where's the well is here?
Yeah, here's the well, right here.
Here's the well here, so I'm 62 Highland, so the well,
You're on the other side of Beach Meadow, because here's the land that I own here, you're up here. Because Beach Meadow, this is where that split level is, that new split level, then there's a couple houses, and then there's your house over here.
no, I'm the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the White House, so when you look at my house, the
Mhm.
well is over here, where he
Okay.
just put the well in. So, my lot goes straight in the back, and where he's been digging in the back, I just wanna make, so the well, for me,
Yeah.
if that's the well, I'm
Right in
this
front of
end.
this house?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
she's not, sorry, I'm not trying to be, that's Alexander Rodriguez, so that's 88, these are the people that own this parcel, those are the people that own there. 62 is way over here. Beach Middle Road, these rights of way, right, are undeveloped rights of way.
So, in theory, if she's here, the well's still to her right, which is what you're saying, but you're here.
Her well's in her front yard.
My
Yes.
well's in my front yard, but where he has dug to put a well, which I assume is for this house, right?
No, that's lot 5 Highland, so this is this 2.5 acre lot. So this 2.5 acre lot, the well that I drilled is way up and over here. So this is all just gonna be one lot.
Okay.
This is, these people right here, they're actually the owners of this, the title. They own this land right now. I don't
Okay.
own that land.
So are you down near where,
I'm in front of the
Natasha
yellow-
is?
Yeah, I'm
Down
behind her.
behind
Behind her,
Natasha?
yes.
Okay, so I was thinking that this was where he had just put the well is next to my house.
Okay.
That is about next to my house.
Mhm.
So yes, I am farther up there. then.
Okay.
If anything, I gotta worry about my well being contaminated. Your septic system's up gradient.
All right, so,
My septic system's good. That's all I know.
No, I'm only kidding.
Steve, any comments or concern with this?
That's what
I'm not
after.
familiar with the layout over there. I have no idea where the hell that is.
Me neither.
Do you know where Highland Road is?
Absolutely.
So where's Island? Right here. Here's your locust note. What about you, John? Any
Yeah,
comments on this?
no. I think I've only been down that way once.
So that
Mhm.
there, Chris, is not even behind my house. That
No.
there.
No, this is a
Okay.
whole nother lot. This isn't, the
Okay.
lot next to you was actually lot 5. That's that 2.5 acre parcel that we tried to split to give enough land to give
Okay.
that land, that piece and make it 60,000 square feet. But
Okay.
we couldn't split it because there was some issues with Ether Drive.
Okay,
On the
so the
Spencer
well
side.
that you put in.
The well
next
that I
to me-
drilled is lot 5. That's way down the left.
Do you have any issues with
Okay.
that?
And where that silt fence is the limited clearing. That's all we're gonna clear.
We always
Where
give
that
them
silt fence is, the rest of the woods in the
51
back
feet
won't
more.
touch.
We've given everyone every time.
Cranberry Meadow Pond is shown, I guess it's far enough away. How far is the pond from this property line?
It's on the other side of Cranberry Meadow Shore,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so it's a ways away. This
The reason why these
property
lots are so small, because these were all old campground lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were old campground lots, so if you go into that neighborhood, you'll see a lot of 5,000 square foot lots, probably even less.
Yeah, we see it.
Mm-hmm. Same with Glen Echo.
You have any comments or concerns on it? John?
No, Tom's reviewed it and he's okay with it.
All right,
Sounds
so, somebody can make a motion to accept it. I don't know which one you wanna do it, you wanna make the motion?
Looking for it.
What's it gonna be? Heads or tails?
He's got a coin.
No, I don't have a coin.
No.
No, I make a motion to accept the plan as submitted here.
All right. So we're talking about, what's the physical street address on this?
Right now, it's Zero Beach, but it doesn't, I don't have a driveway permit or anything yet, because we have,
Lot number, okay.
yeah.
So we're gonna, you're making a motion to accept 0 beachfront.
Middle.
Beach Middle
Yeah,
Road. To have the setback 75 feet from the existing well to its soil absorption system. All in favor?
I'll second first of
Oh,
all.
yeah. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that's what the board can do on that.
That's no problem. Yeah.
But the other one's not a Board of Health. I think that's maybe zoning or, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think Tom had given constructive approval based on this variance hearing, so it has to, because the abutters have to be notified, so it's understood.
Yep. So this one's good to go.
Okay.
Regardless, even if you were closer to that,
Yeah,
the board would probably feel that you would still be in a safe zone
okay,
with no activity regardless.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Even if you were like right here,
okay.
we'd hear your concerns and everything.
Yeah.
But,
Because I'm sure that other people, I know that other people in the area, that's big concern is that what's gonna have to happen to our septic systems,
Yeah.
you know.
We have to make sure that we're 100 feet away from you, so the variance that we asked for, just to make it clear, was to our own.
right,
It's
Yeah.
not to the neighbors. If it's the neighbors, it's a whole different story, because now they're there before us.
Exactly.
It could be a bigger issue.
yeah. So,
Okay,
but we've had plenty go in super close, especially these lakefront houses, and knock on wood, it's so far so good.
yeah. I mean, it's fair, you know, it's, since it's so close to the lake, it's, I'm surprised he can build anything in there, because the water table is like super
Yeah.
high.
I just had to drill 600 feet for the well and the other one to get it fracked. The water table wasn't even coming in.
Yeah. So that's good to go. Jim, any other comments on this?
No, Tom brought it up, he has dealt with conservation, so it's, for a while, so it's there. And I felt that this always should come before the board and not a field upgrade on that, because the distance is being dictated by the
Yeah,
board.
I'm with you.
All right, thanks,
Okay,
guys.
you're welcome.
Thanks, have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Yep, take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Sorry.
Appreciate it.
Vote Opie.
Well, I didn't,
If you don't know-
well, no, it's just that I thought the map, the map doesn't make any sense to me, so, but now it does.
Good luck.
Come have a seat.
Next,
like my eggs.
next line
I'll sign
item.
in now.
Yeah, you should sign in, please.
Yeah.
Next line item is gonna be Flint Road landfill. I'm gonna talk about Flint Road landfill real quick. We don't have a lot of activity. I think our next meeting, we're gonna have Gary come and bring us up to speed, and we might be at the point where they've opened the bids by that
Well,
point.
the pre-bid specs for this Thursday morning, right?
I'm not sure. I think they're coming up. I don't know
So
the
we
date.
will be opening or just doing something with it, but I'll let you know if it requires the board's presence or whatever.
Yeah, so the pre-bid specs,
Yeah,
is that the opening of the bids?
yes, no. It's just the collection and closing of the pre-bid specs. There's some people that called today, had difficulty online doing stuff.
Okay.
So Andrea had to help them walk through because it's done online and they
Right.
couldn't find it, but
Have they added any addendums to this yet? Or is it the package that went out so far?
I
that's
believe they
the
had a
final
couple
thing?
minor things, but
Okay.
Bruce has already addressed those.
He's addressed that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys know, but there was like 30 applicants to look at this. It was technically 31, but there was a duplicate, like
Yeah.
two different people from the same company submitted.
That's unusual, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not, because that's who's taken the bid package out to review it. So like maybe his office staff did it and then
Oh,
somebody
right,
else
okay.
did it, so. But I think we had
That could
30,
be-
Clearly, 31.
And
31.
it could be subcontractors too, we're thinking, well, I can do this part of the slice of the pie,
Right.
of the whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had, so anyways, we've got a pretty big pool as far as contractors that have interest in it. We'll see what happens on opening bid day, what happens there.
I'm sorry, when's the opening bid day?
I don't know, that's what I'm not sure.
I'm gonna check with Andrew tomorrow. There's something that's happening Thursday. I think it's just closure, and that's why people are struggling to make sure they get them in. So I think there's probably 4 or 5 more,
Okay.
because Andrea walked through with the person. Some people just aren't as computer savvy,
Mhm.
so she helped them get on. It was either that or call Bruce, but Bruce has to kind of stay out of it and
Yeah.
stuff, so we helped them.
Yeah.
today.
So regardless, the next meeting that we have, we're gonna have Gary come in, bring us up to speed with everything, see where we're at, whether or not we're looking at, you know, approvals on contractors or not, we'll find out at that point. So, that's that. PFAS, Jim, do we have a new detection up on, town, was it another one on,
We did, it
Route
was normally
31?
lower, but it came in higher, so we had to add it to the list.
We
And I-
added that one?
Yeah, and I personally brought the water, because Primo was taken over for Ready Fresh.
Okay.
There's been a change, so, you know, delivering iced tea to them is not the way to give them water, so
Yeah.
we have to make sure. But it's getting better, and certainly we had a couple of things that we had to submit through EDEP from Ben Gould, just normal of checking of the wells and submission letters and stuff.
Mhm.
And our third-party independent inspection needs to be submitted, so we didn't submit it from the last year.
Okay.
So we have to dig that out and get that out.
Is
So-
that us or Gary?
No, us.
That's
Gary, we have to send it out, we have to submit it and approve that. It kind of, it's a checks and balances that DEP requires, so
Yeah.
we have to pay her to do that. The only question she had was on the FAM, the financial assurance mechanism, but we borrowed $2 million, but,
Okay.
um,
So this is for 91 Glen Road?
for 90 and 54.
For 90?
Yeah,
So which one are they talking about for the fan?
they're talking about for 90.
For 90?
For 54, there are test wells there,
Mhm.
but they're just added to 90. So technically, it's 90's report.
90's report, okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a FAM still for 90? We do.
We
right?
do, we have like $370,000 in that, that's for just testing, checking for Gary, to
Mhm.
mowing, to anything that
The
would.
maintenance, yeah.
Yep,
And on 54 Flint Road, all we have is funds to go forward with the capping.
Yeah.
There's no FAM required on that, right?
well, the maintenance requirements are included in, it's called landfill, so that money is in there, so when Gary mows to get to do the testing, and clears that area, and they had to do that this year, I mean, Bruce Burlingame, that's included in there, but it's not for closure, it's for monitoring.
Right. But that comes out of basically
There are engineering for the
the
landfill,
engineering.
which is the $368,000.
Did they ever require a FAM, or was pre-existing non-conforming before the days of the
Well, you don't
FAMs?
really need a FAM until you, if it was an operating landfill where they were taking in
Right.
things in case something happened, but we did borrow $2 million.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the specification of what it's gonna cost after taking in COM 97 is about 2.8 million, so we're hoping the bids come in a little better, so it's just a cost estimate of an overrun, it's a little higher than what we borrowed, so
2.8 because we're taking in the comm material?
that's including the commentary, what the estimated cost would be. So Andrew wanted a cost estimate of what the closure of the landfill would be,
Mhm.
because we only borrowed $2 million. But
Right.
you can't award a contract if you don't have all the money, so we have to make sure that,
I see, so if we get a credit for 800,000
yeah,
for that material, that goes back, but we still have to have the 2.8 to begin with, even though we're gonna get a credit, we still need all the funds.
we would have to be assured that all the funds would be there in place,
Huh, that makes sense.
so,
I should have done it my way.
you know.
What way is that?
My way was to know ahead of time that we were gonna be able to accept comm material, and then the original bids would have that in the consideration,
Yeah,
rather
look a lot
than,
lower.
rather than see what's gonna come in and then deduct it off the price. It was, we said, hey, listen, we're gonna be able to take in whatever the number was, 30,000 yards or 15,000 yards of comm material. Let the contractors put that in their bid, but just get a lump sum price without the checks and balances going on. Gary's satisfied with the way it is the other way, and honestly, I don't really care. Let them do their thing, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, we're moving forward, and it should, once the bids are opened up and we award it, then we'll have to, a lot of meetings, and there'll be a lot of stuff happening.
All right, so I'm gonna move on. Next is department head reports. Jim?
Girls were out on vacation last week, we've been doing a lot of housing inspections, and we did another one today that, a lot of issues. The Homey Festival is gonna be at 5 International, and we had a meeting in this office with police, fire, building. Russ was here and Charles was here, so we asked for certain things that we're working on, and I'm sure they're here to discuss it if you wanna talk about it, but they're, everything's done online, so they have 5 food trucks and all their porta potties. They had a special permit, I met with the fire chief today for juggling with fire, and he issued that. And there was one other thing he issued to you, storage of flammable, was it?
Yeah, oxygen tank. permit
Oxygen
for Class
tank.
one.
So those are, chief is happy and he has all those.
So who are you?
My name's Charlie. I'm the event director.
The event director for Homey?
Yes, correct.
Okay. How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
So, other than that, it's been the normal, just doing stuff. Molly's doing good. Molly was here today, and she's in Sturbridge on Mondays and Thursdays, I think. Molly?
Oh, Molly.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
but she was here today, and like I said, it was her birthday, so happy birthday to Molly, and we had a little cake for her. But things are busy in here. We have Old Home Day coming up, so I'll be here for that. Just I always come anyway, but we do have a lot of all the food truck, all the food vendors have already pulled permits, and that's done. Unfortunately, the Blueberry Fest, it rained that day, and they had a bad turnout, so I'm not sure. They should have had a rain date now. A lot of people don't want to come out on the road.
So Old Home Day's on Sunday, rain date Monday?
Yeah, I think the 31st is Old Home Day, and then the rain date would be the following day. So.
Okay. What else?
Other than that, just the landfill stuff and doing the normal food inspections and getting everyone inspected and handling all those situations. But we did Lynn Dudley, some of our, Dave Dudley was looking for COVID tests. We still have a lot, so we gave them, but they're not giving them out anymore for free. But we gave, Tom Purcell is actually their agent right now. So we did give some to them. We did for our collection for our sharps, will now be at the fire department starting in the first of the month of September. We have to get that information out to the public. We'll do some press release and stuff. We did buy a machine through a grant through this department for $68,000, I think it was. But what it does is allows the fire department and us for collecting. They just recycle them, grind them up, and it's inert, and we don't have to pay. It's quite expensive to pay to get rid of all that stuff. And you have them sitting in the office, so everyone's going with the new. What you do is you put it in, it grinds it up, it comes out, and you can just get rid of it. So.
Okay.
But that's going to be at Power Station Road. It's already set up. It's ready to go. Everyone's been trained, so people that I bring in here, we have quite a bit. We won't be doing that any longer. We'll be going to the fire department.
When's our shut-off date where we're saying we can't take them anymore?
First of the month.
First of the month.
We would take them, and like someone came in and drove and they had a problem, I'll just bring them over.
Okay.
But there's gonna be a transition period where people have to
Right.
get used to
That's what I'm
going there.
saying, yeah.
It's not the best parking lot there. I think once their new building is built, it'll go there.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, so,
All right, anything else?
that's it for now.
All right, other business unknown at the time of posting?
Hi,
How you doing, Linda?
I'm
So-
Linda Cocalis.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
So,
I see you guys again.
Yeah.
I bought presents for everyone. You all have to take some of these. Cucumbers.
so I know I know there's
Cucumbers, so I'll
probable
bring one right
discussion
now.
on this homey event. That's why you're coming, you want to discuss
Yeah,
it?
so- And since you guys are here, it's
Oh,
great.
if I could,
Yeah,
Lucy,
Lucy, Linda.
Linda, Linda?
Yeah, Lucy.
All right, let's just, what's your standing here?
I don't understand what you mean, what my stand is.
Standing.
My standing?
Standing.
Oh, just from Board of Health, Sturbridge, because.
So you're here representing the Sturbridge Board of Health?
Correct, yeah.
Do you have a letter?
I don't need a letter.
You most certainly do. I mean, I can't just show up. I
Well,
was on the Sewer and Water
hold on,
Commission.
let me.
I actually don't need to really speak, I speak to you
Yeah,
guys.
that's all right.
Well,
So,
Through the chair.
your capacity here is
Board of Health.
Board of Health
So
Sturbridge.
our town administrator had
Mhm.
also contacted your town administrator about the concerns that we had from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had residents in Sturbridge that they didn't know how to actually, they didn't know who to complain to about the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said that the noise went well past 10 o'clock. It went like,
through the chair.
so.
Point of order here. To begin with, you're a guest in our town, so you have to come to the meeting, you have to request to be heard. There's nothing on your agenda about this subject matter. okay? So you really shouldn't be discussing in depth.
Is it under new
I've said
business,
before-
old business?
It- well,
There was never anything on the agenda that I've ever seen about this particular event that came up.
So,
Nothing.
through the chair, point of order, so there is nothing on here, and if we're gonna have a discussion on it, I would like to post it and have it on there, and not just put it on for, unknown at the time of posting. We do that with everything. Now, if it's something that was, it's my phone going.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's-
If it's something that's time sensitive and like we have to talk about it like right now, I'm willing to hear it.
Right.
And that's why we have this line item in here, because sometimes things come up and it's,
Perfectly understandable.
time
We do the
sensitive.
same thing at our
Yeah.
meetings, and we don't actually require anyone to, that's why we have an open area for the general public
Yep.
or anyone else. And I am coming in as Sturbridge Board of Health,
Mhm.
only because of the current of our
Well,
citizens.
I think
And-
it's ridiculous that
Sir,
you come in
actually,
here
I
saying
thought- I
that
thought I
you're
still
with the
had the
Board of
floor.
Health, and you don't have any letter from your board.
I don't
When-
need a letter from the board.
You most certainly do,
Where
because
does it say
how
that,
do I,
sir?
how do I
Well,
know you're representing
point of
people
order.
on the board?
so
I don't have to answer
Just
you.
because you say you are?
what,
He's come to my meetings too and has been very antagonistic. in the past.
Antagonistic, you're in Charlton, we're not in Sturbridge.
Point of
This
order.
is not a Sturbridge meeting.
so my concern is if Sturbridge wants to have a meeting with us,
This
I'd be
event
for
is coming up on Thursday, is that correct?
I think it's this week, yeah, this
It's
weekend.
Thursday, so
Mhm.
I don't think you would have time to post another meeting and have us come in and discuss it. That way it is time sensitive.
Well,
If you,
hold on. Let me-
she knew well in advance.
Hold on.
When this was,
If-
and she knew last week, she could have requested
I did
within
not know
48
last week.
hours.
I didn't know
Yeah.
last week.
Oh, so you're gonna say that you
Hold-
have
hold
not
on.
talked to
Point of
anyone?
order.
No,
I
this
didn't.
directly goes to her board. She said she has talked to her board. So
I
naturally,
didn't talk to my board.
okay, so they don't know you're here.
They don't have to know I'm here. They're
Of
both
course
out
they
of
do.
town.
You said you're
No, they do not.
representing them.
What I'm gonna
I can't say
require,
I'm representing other people
Oh.
and not to their knowledge.
Point of order.
I can't have
Oh,
them,
okay, sue me.
I'm representing,
What-
I'm representing
Sue me,
your board.
all right?
I talked to those two other people.
Oh, did you?
I did.
When?
listen, this
They're on
is,
vacation.
this isn't a spot
Right.
for this. So, what I'm gonna require is, if,
You don't need a letter.
honestly, Linda, like, if Sturbridge wants to talk to Charlton, this board would have no problem setting it up. We have no
Okay, so
problem.
do you want to set it up tomorrow? And have them on conference call? No,
Uh,
because
well,
you
I
have to
don't-
wait- You need
I don't
48
wanna
hours
do that.
advance notice in order to do it.
You know
And
the law,
considering
he
that-
has to post the
look,
meeting
right
48
here,
hours in
you've got,
advance. And you should have done this last
Other
week because you knew it was
business
happening.
unknown at the time of the posting.
I guess
That would
what-
be that.
I guess what my
Right
point
there.
is, if there was issues
It is
from an
true.
event from last year,
We brought those issues up
To
after
who?
the fact.
to who?
We actually sent letters. I think my actual.
Do you have a
town
copy of
administrator-
those today?
My town administrator sent letters to your town administrator.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask Jim. So, Jim, we had this conversation, and this has been an ongoing thing since before Homey came into the picture. It's not, I don't even know if it's about Homey or whatever, maybe it is, I don't know. But what I'm saying
This is
is,
particularly not about your facility or your area, whatever you want to call it, your property. It's specifically about the Homey Collective thing.
okay,
that's
but
going
Linda,
on.
Linda, what I'm saying is, when we had a discussion about Homey's event last year,
Mhm.
I asked a specific question, and the question was 508 as a group, whoever the vendor is, in full compliance at all times? And that answer was yes, from last year. Do you remember
Yeah, it
that?
was a last minute thing, but we was running around, but we did give them approval and they paid for everything
And they were in
gave
full
them-
compliance.
Yeah.
And even though, and I'm just backing the card up, even though it was, and I'm just gonna quote it out, short notice, our laws, the town of Charlton's laws, don't say they need to have it X amount of days ahead of time. In fact, it's like 1 day or 2 days, and they met that requirement. So it was short notice, but they were still always in full compliance.
Right, I think some of the, we had a meeting this week, because when it came up, we met with fire, the chief, police chief Dowd asked to meet, the fire chief was here, discussed, but the Board of Health does not approve events, the town of Charlton approves events, and the planning board has already given them approval to have these events for 5A International. It's called 24/7. I did hand out the paperwork, I think is sent it. So the discussion we sat down was, my job as the health director is to act upon, if there's food, making sure they comply with any of the, our regulations, meaning in porta potties, stuff to that, which he has. I'm assisting the fire department because the fire inspector is gone. We did get a permit, we called Jake Niedemark from the State Fire Marshal's office. I met with planning with Randy, and Randy says that they are allowed to have any events. The events that 508 have are for entertainment. That area is already approved. They did not apply for a liquor license, but it's not my job to deny an event, but to react to make sure they comply with all the regulations. Like last year, he hadn't paid for certain things. I told him, before you start, you have to pay for these, otherwise the event can't go on. But I don't go around telling people that they can't have an event, because that area is already approved for events,
Right.
according to, and it's, Andrew read the documentation from the court, and he sent an email out to a few people, I think you were on it, that the town of Charlton cannot deny them for doing it, have no reason to, and will act accordingly if anything does happen.
And to that point, that's why I don't understand why, if we're having an event, why you're discussing having an emergency meeting to do something.
I don't know if this would be what you would call an emergency meeting. I just found out about this like.
Well, no, but if you want us to have a meeting in 2 days to make some action or something.
I think that's what you brought up, because I said, like, on my agenda, I have the same things,
Yeah.
okay? Where it's like, hey, if there's something that's not on the agenda.
No, that's
it's
not what
up to the
happened.
purview
What I said
of-
is, if Sturbridge Board of Health wants to have a discussion with Charlton Board of Health, I'm willing to entertain that. And you said we can't because the event's this weekend on Thursday or something.
Well, you need 48 hours in order to post a meeting.
Correct, exactly. So what I'm saying
So
is
today is,
Tuesday, but I'm
The
saying,
event
if
happens
Sturbridge has to have a meeting with us over the events at 508, why now?
it's not about 508, it's particularly about this one
About
event
the
last
homing
year
event.
that we had a lot of issues with last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we do get people saying stuff about some of the other events that you had there, but it
Through
was
the
in
chair.
particular, it was
Through
in
the chair.
particular
This is,
Hold on,
with
I'd
this
like to hear.
specific event where there was concerns about who do you contact if you're a resident of Sturbridge and music is going on at 12 o'clock at night, who do you contact?
All right,
That's
hold
what I
on,
was
let's
asking Jim,
let's get to that one
particularly.
right there. So, Jim, loud music, who are the residents gonna call? 911 or call Sturbridge Police?
Yep.
Sturbridge Police is gonna forward that information to Charlton Police?
Yeah, and Charlton Police have a detail at the gate, and they will respond to any. If they feel that it would merit that I would go there, they would call me. If not, they've
Okay.
agreed to shut down. I don't need to shut down, but there was a 10 o'clock discussion. I think Russ brought it upon that. Why do we need to shut down at 10 o'clock?
It's
through the chair, also at this point in
It's a
time,
state
maybe,
law.
maybe John, you'd like to
As
recuse
I remember
yourself
the
from the
discussion.
discussion.
No, I'm not
No?
gonna, no,
You're
absolutely not.
recusing
Hold on.
yourself
On
based
camera,
off-
no,
One at a
Based
time.
off your ethics ruling from ethics?
from Inspector Cole, I have that, I didn't bring it in writing, but I've got it.
Oh,
And if you have,
another letter that nobody has.
Let's
let's
move on.
Go ahead with that then.
Through the
I'm not
chair.
gonna recuse
I'm giving
myself.
you the
You
opportunity.
No, I'm not gonna recuse myself.
That's why I'm trying to get him to, so when you were saying through the
I'm
chair,
On video.
you were gonna,
Yes.
you had,
I'm
you were
not
gonna
gonna
say
be
something.
intimidated.
Through the chair, I was asking if John wanted to recuse himself
No.
at this point in
Okay.
time.
And put it
Okay.
down, no recusal.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know
Go
if I
ahead.
want you to finish, but, so,
No.
when I asked Jim particularly, like, who are we supposed to contact, Sturbridge Police, the
Mhm.
Charlton Police,
Mhm.
or, who? Jim said, I'm all Charlton, I'm everything Charlton, or
So I
something.
said, any issues involving Charlton would be directed to
To
me.
you, so.
Because I am the health director in charge
So
of
we need to
those.
contact you directly.
You can call me at 2 in the morning, Linda, and
Okay.
I will answer the
Now, I
phone.
know
Don't-
for me, but I mean, like,
But
how would I don't
know
wanna
whether
put
this
your
is a
phone number
contentious
out on
issue
the.
right now.
The whole thing, what,
Because,
I don't approve these
the
things.
whole thing I'm having a hard time with though is, okay, we're gonna call
if it's a
the
noise
police
complaint,
or
it's
whatever,
basically a
it's
noise
a,
complaint.
it's a noise complaint, that's what it is. It may or may not be determined a nuisance at that time. In other words,
If it's prior to 10 o'clock.
well, no, even if it's at midnight or 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, it's still a noise complaint,
Right,
okay?
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure that is a nuisance that falls under the Board of Health. To me,
well, it actually would.
What it would, but a one-time event, I don't know. Like if this event is loud at 4 in the morning, does it fall
Usually-
under the
Usually
nuisance?
what would happen is the state police or somebody else would go in and actually shut it down.
That's
what's
fine,
happened
but that's not this
before.
board. That's not what this board would do. That would be a noise complaint through the police that would take care of that.
So the police department's gonna come to Sturbridge, like at somebody else's residence to say, oh, it is really loud here. And then, I mean, I've had these complaints in Sturbridge about Southbridge, okay? I've actually called Southbridge Police Department. I call Sturbridge Police Department, they call Southbridge Police Department. That's why I'm trying to figure out how this works in Charlton. Because
I believe if there's a noise complaint, it's gonna go through the noise complaint as any other thing in town.
Jim.
No, through the police.
Through the chair, if I might,
Yeah, go ahead.
last year, based off the police
Yeah, I
logs,
guess that's-
we had one call to the Sturbridge Police Department, okay? One noise complaint. That was forwarded to Jim, I believe, okay, through the police,
Mhm.
Sturbridge Police. And that's the correct path.
Mhm.
If you have a problem in Sturbridge, call the Sturbridge Police Department. That's your town. If I have a problem in Charlton, I call the Charlton Police.
We had
okay?
a meeting about this.
Right.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Andrew
we
had,
determined that at 11 o'clock, things are going to need to simmer down, and that's the way it was left. It was going to be handled that way. It was 11 o'clock.
11:30 was when we sat around this table this week and said, all the main stages are shutting down at 11:30.
I wasn't there for that. I don't
Friday,
know.
Friday and Saturday.
I was
8
here for the
o'clock on
discussion
Sunday.
last year.
Yep.
But you-
After this was after the fact. This was after the event.
Yes.
We had a meeting, right?
this is from your town administrator who said, the Board of Health is prepared to investigate any noise complaints that may arise and deal with them accordingly. That's from Andrew.
Yeah.
So that would be you guys.
Correct.
You,
That would be-
okay.
But that's not at 2 in the morning during an event. That's not how it
No, this
works.
is what he's talking about for this specific event.
No. Andrew's telling us if there's a noise complaint that the Board of Health will address it, but not at 2 in the morning.
Through
We're
the
not
chair.
expecting him to get up at 2 in the morning. He does it every year and comes back with 0 findings.
Through the chair, if I might.
Go ahead, Russ.
So, part of
Mary,
my,
this is
part of
from
my,
your
part of my
town
larger
administrator.
objection here
Not really, 'cause I
to
think the whole
Julie
thing's
coming
kind
here
of
this
fucking shit,
evening
honestly.
is the fact that part of my history with Sturbridge goes to the extent that Sturbridge has gone so far out of their way to write event companies letters stating that if they have an event in Charlton, that they will shut them down, okay? This is
Where's the paper for
Sturbridge.
that?
This is Sturbridge.
I never even heard of that.
Well,
There's
you're
no-
not, you're
I don't
not,
know.
you're not
There's no
privy to
paper for
every
that,
single
Rusty.
letter.
No paper for that.
Well, maybe
You're talking about
maybe this is information that ethics didn't want you to see, John.
Is this the
But
residents?
anyways,
or
Bring it
who?
up.
It's
No,
not-
I'd be happy to
board
talk to
members,
suspected
board
criminals.
Hold on, let's reel it back
So-
in. We gotta reel
so-
it back in.
so anyways,
No, please.
this is why I strongly object to the town of Sturbridge coming into Charlton and trying to dictate what goes on
I'm not
and
talking
saying,
about that.
well, this is what we're going to do. And I'm sorry, but I respect Charlton and I respect Sturbridge. And
I
you
don't
know what?
think so.
If you want to have a discussion about this, go about it the right way, like you know how to do it. Host a meeting, have the discussion, say what you want to
I think-
discuss and discuss it.
When
Not
was
try
your
and sneak
meeting
in
with
here,
the-
and the only
with
way
the
I
fire
found out about
department
it
and
is
all
by
those guys?
hairs
Was
on
that
the back
last
of my
week?
neck standing up.
Yeah.
We had that meeting, they had that meeting last week.
What
I
day?
was not.
What day?
Must have been Thursday.
It was not Thursday, it was Tuesday or Wednesday. The police chief, what day was it? You were here, both of us were here, right at this table discussing the issue. And remember, the Board of Health doesn't have authorization to
You're
tell them
participating in a
that-
meeting.
Tuesday.
Hold on. Jim's got the floor.
Now, my authority is, I can't tell them they can't have an event. The town of Charlton has already told them he can have events. They've given him a 24/7. Do people agree with it, don't like it? I don't like getting up, I mean, he has events and having to deal with stuff. It'd be less pressure on me if he didn't. But I don't think it's fair to them or to Russ. He already won in court that he's able to have these events. The police chief is fine with it. The fire chief was fine with it, the town of Charlton, and the planning board says that he is allowed to have these events. So I, as the health director, would only act on what is my authority. And if someone had a severe complaint, I always act on complaints. I'm not one to push them aside. But the police are there, and if they feel it's getting unruly, they told Russ that they would shut it down.
But that's a police matter, not
That's
a
a
Board of
police
Health
matter.
matter.
Now, I'm not in there policing a bunch of, 1,200 people have been drinking all day or whatever, and go in there like flashing a badge and tell them to shut things down. I would ask the police to assist me in the matter, and we don't need state police in Charlton. Charlton police can handle the situation themselves.
And to me, if we had, chaos and the police come and this thing gets shut down and it's out of control and it happens again, now we're starting to go down the aisle of being a nuisance. A one-time event that hasn't happened yet with history of last year with one complaint in Sturbridge, I don't think the timing is right
Yeah,
for this conversation.
I'll tell you, Matt, I
Yeah.
think the thing is this, a lot of people don't know where the noise is coming from. They hear it, it's loud, and they don't, Sturbridge did not know about the Homey event either last year.
Mhm.
So if they called the Sturbridge Police Department, they don't know where the sound is coming from,
Mhm.
per se. You understand? So now our police department.
I'm not buying that
No,
story, Linda.
Well, I'm just letting you know, my
Be-
police department now does know
Yeah.
that this event is going on and so forth. So if people on Ladd Road or on Podunk Road, where there was people pretty far down on Podunk that actually said, yeah, what was going on? They did not know what was going on.
Right.
So now, maybe more
Probably because
people
they
will
didn't
know.
hear it.
No, they did hear it, but they left. They left.
Well, I know from my position.
I don't hear it from other areas, okay,
Mhm.
in other parts of town. It's particular in this triangular area
Let me-
that people
Through
hear
the
it.
chair, if I might.
Hold on.
But that's it, and it basically borders Sturbridge, so it is coming over the border of Sturbridge,
Mhm.
which is 10 decibels above ambient. It can't, you guys can permit, you can do
It
whatever
is
you want.
not 10 above, that is an incorrect statement.
It is 10 above,
Not 10 above, I've been there.
and
The
ambient.
law is
not-
10 above,
Exactly.
but the
law-
noise level
The
is
noise level is not 10 above, so there is no violation, even though you can hear it. Now, my job is if it's 10 above, or it should be normal
Ambient.
from where, and it's not. And I tell you, Matt, I even record it on my video when I do it,
Mhm.
that it's not. So I'm not trying to protect anyone or take a side, but the law is the law. And if I go out there and you
I
can
agree.
still hear it, who cares if you can still hear it? It's a 2-night event that someone's having a special thing
I thought
that's
it- is it
permitted
2 nights or
for
4?
508.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
And
That's 4 days. not
4 days.
2.
another town is upset about it. I was just at Wells Park there,
Yeah.
up further, at the Cronin Estates at 11:30 at night with a band playing, the loudest music I ever saw, and no one said a damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
So, but they didn't have a special meeting, and Charlton wasn't,
So,
Is that Wells State Park? That is State Park.
So
no, it was a private residence for a wedding, that they have venues there.
this conversation on
Give me
this
the
whole
address.
thing has gone way over than I
Yes.
want to. It's not on the agenda.
Mhm.
Out of courtesy to Sturbridge, I just wanted to hear your immediate request. You had a good
That was
question.
it.
We
That
gave
was
the
it.
answer.
That's personally,
If-
that's it.
If Sturbridge wants to have a
I
meeting with
think
this
that would be
board,
helpful in the
let's,
future.
yeah, let's,
For
I'm willing to do
things
it.
that have noise and
Through the
everything
chair,
else.
if I may.
Yeah, go ahead, Russ.
So, first point, I would welcome you guys, anytime you're gonna discuss my business, to please reach out to us.
I
okay?
think you've told us that several
Right,
times.
and that's what you need to do legally, just in case you're not aware of that fact. If you're gonna be
You
discussing
get your lawyer to
business-
send us a letter that says that, because
Well-
that's actually not true.
Well, no, it is. It
No,
is the
you
law.
can, it's not the law.
But,
Well, out of
Regardless.
courtesy to our own businesses,
Regardless.
we would, our town would do that. We're not,
and I appreciate that.
we're not out to discuss matter. Sometimes something quick comes up and we have a small conversation about it,
Okay.
but we're not about to go in, especially something like
Matt.
this, deep conversations
For
without
this
everybody.
weekend,
I agree, but I
Concerning
do
this
actually
weekend?
know posting walls really, really well. I know the conflict of interest law
Yeah.
very, very well.
Mhm.
I've been on the board since 2008.
Mhm.
I know a lot of
Yeah, it's
stuff
a fine
as
line.
far as this goes.
But anyways, moving forward this weekend, Charlie has come before your board, the police department, fire department, building department, with a list of requirements set out by each board. He's looking to follow those so he can have his event through the town, through the right channels that the town has set forward for him, okay? He has discussed terms under which he's gonna operate, and he's trying to be a good neighbor and take into consideration Sturbridge residents, Charlton
Okay.
residents, everyone around. Make sure that he's not heard after quiet hours, okay?
Okay.
So after the main stage shut down at 11:30, no one wants to hear him.
I thought it was 10 o'clock.
Well, you thought wrong. But anyways, after that point in time, and he's done 8 o'clock on Sunday night this year, okay? Not late Sunday. So, anyways, that's his plan, and that's what he's going with this year. Right, Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, and that's, that's where I'm hoping to leave the discussion. And if you guys want to, discuss the subject matter on Monday after a successful event, you guys can always call me.
So, if this weekend's a disaster and lights up like Christmas and everything goes off, all the bells and the whistles and all that, and we do have to discuss it, it's not gonna be time sensitive, because the
I'll
next
be
event
ready
would
to
be
discuss it.
never or a year from now, but
Right.
it's not gonna be next weekend or whatever. So we have ample time to Sturbridge, Charlton, whoever, the fire, the police, everybody can have this talk.
Yeah.
Not that we could do anything about it, because I'm pretty sure Russ has the right to do it based on the court order, but regardless, willing to entertain a conversation. So,
We want to be a good neighbor at the end of the day, but are we going to be heard? Absolutely.
yeah.
It's just, that's the way it works. Are we going to violate? No, we don't want to. Okay.
Well, it's a through the chair, it's a violation if you're waking me up in my bedroom at 1:30 in the morning, like happened last year, August 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 1:30 in the morning, I could hear it through my pillow with a wave machine going and a fan going. I'm 8/10 of a mile. My mailbox is 8/10 of a mile from the nearest part of the track. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one affected. I called the police more than once. So,
How many people called the police in Charlton?
I don't know.
How many reports were there?
Just John and then one from Sturbridge PD.
There was only two.
Yeah.
Two complaints in both.
There was
towns.
3 in Charlton.
Yeah,
There's three in
the
Charlton.
person who
Three in
lives
Charlton.
right next to your
Yep.
entrance.
There were
Okay,
3
so
I
police
read
laws.
I
that
think
police
Kathy
report.
Stanley did
So
call.
I'd
was
have to say
hilarious.
that we probably don't have a big problem. That's just my gut. If
I
there was-
think Charlie can solve the
If
problem
there was
this year.
50 complaints or 100 complaints, I'd say, hey, maybe there's a problem.
Right.
You got 3 complaints in 2 towns?
There's certain people that
John,
want
I'm
there to be
sorry,
a
but
problem.
I just don't see it.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Being a coalition partner, I'm actually extremely disappointed in this board. And
Well, I'm
in-
sorry you
and
feel
in
that
Jim.
way, Linda,
And Jim.
because you shouldn't be, because this board
Yeah,
takes
I know.
everything
I am
seriously.
disappointed.
Sorry, Linda, but this
I
might
know,
not
I
be
guess,
going the
so
way you're
that's okay.
expecting it, but I apologize for that, but we're not closing a blind eye to anything. They're in full compliance. So what do you want us to do? What would you like us to do when they're in full compliance? Just tell me.
And you're not happy with me?
Well, it's just.
And you pull up the coalition thing? This is out of
No,
order.
It is out of order.
It is a call.
I am the
It is out
most
there.
responsive person in the world, but I don't have the authority to shut down an event
I'm not saying,
that because Sturbridge is feeling that, and it may cause John some grief, he lives there, and I understand that, I'm sensitive to everyone, but to bring up that you're disappointed in this board and me,
That's
Yeah.
completely inappropriate.
that's inappropriate, I don't like it.
under Mass General Law, there
Now
are
listen,
laws
I am
about
not gonna
crossing the
entertain
border of
this.
Sturbridge.
No,
And-
Linda, it's gonna shut it down.
All right.
This meeting, this discussion is over. That's it.
I
It's not on
appreciate- I
the,
appreciate your time.
yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. We can have a conversation a different day with your board and us and all of it, if that's where we should go, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think we really should.
Okay.
Because I think that, as far as
Let me talk to you.
everything
Yes.
goes, I'm kind of like, I think I might be thinking that we might need to take other tactics.
I don't know, you were thinking this too before 508 was even anything. You were in here telling us how much stuff was gonna go wrong and the dust and all the stuff and part of it at the beginning, before the place was even built.
maybe I did back then, I don't really know. I mean, there are certain things from a Board of Health perspective that the camping there, okay? I don't know how you guys are allowing all the camping to go on there for 4 days or 3 days or however many it is.
Write your thoughts down. We can have them with the joint meeting between the boards or
And
whatever.
when you look and read which you did give me graciously, and I appreciate that, the terms of the agreement, that.
Which I had nothing to do with.
No, I know, that was a planning board. It says stuff about land court, which you know, Board of Health doesn't usually go through land court, we go through Superior Court, right?
No, we go through housing and then Superior later.
Right,
This is the
well,
lower court first.
you wouldn't generally go to housing court for this situation on a nuisance issue type thing, or a noise issue, wouldn't really necessarily go through land court. You generally go to Superior Court. And the thing is that when you have all of these different accumulative things, it's like, if you read that and reread it, okay, from what I understand, it looks like that was the planning board making a decision on a zoning issue, right? And what's allowable and what's not allowable there. But as far as the Board of Health goes, you guys can set the parameters and permit what is going on there, which you did the porta potties, you're doing it with the food trucks. I would also be doing it with the camping, but that's a perspective of mine. If you don't
Primitive
wanna do that-
camping, Mr. Chairman, does not
If-
require a permit for this.
Yeah, if you don't wanna do it, you don't have to do it. I mean, I'm just saying what I think we would do, okay, from our.
But you
like
guys
I
are
said,
Sturbridge.
Yeah, you guys do what you want, like
Yeah,
I said.
Sturbridge and Cheltenham.
That's not our concern.
Right.
The only concern we have really in Sturbridge is the traffic, okay? Which, I don't know how you're gonna deal with traffic on 49, but I
Yep.
just tell people, don't go to Clem's, just don't go down 49.
Yeah, because they've already had, for the event, the traffic studies, they've already
For
done.
this particular event,
No. For that facility, 508 has done traffic
but
studies.
it wasn't for a concert, a 4-day concert, from what I understand.
Okay, what else, Linda? Because,
So
bring up your
basically,
thoughts.
I would say it really has to do with the noise.
Okay.
So the noise is the number one issue.
Mhm.
And under Mass General Law,
Mhm.
and Jim knows this, he can look it up too.
Mhm.
I don't.
That, yeah, you know it. So the thing is this, that your town can permit parades, special events, concerts,
Mhm.
And it can go on, you could say it's a 24-hour day event,
Mhm.
but it cannot come across a border of another town. And that's what it says. That's the law. And
Yeah,
it's
but-
basically, that
Okay,
facility is basically on our.
All right,
border,
so,
technically.
and this is the last comment, because I already shut this down, we're still talking about it. But, with that being said,
Yeah.
the information I got was one noise complaint in Sturbridge last year.
That's what somebody reported. I don't know
Well, that's
how
what
many
I'm
other
saying.
people heard it.
I
and
know,
had
but this
concerns
is where
about
we
it.
are. One noise
But not
complaint
everybody
isn't enough.
complains either, Matt.
Because it may
Not
not bother
everybody-
everybody.
Not everybody that gets robbed also.
Well, if your board wants to have a discussion with us, certainly be willing to do that, no problem.
Your town administrator said that it's gonna be the Board of Health that will be dealing with noise complaints. That was
Which is
according to
correct.
them.
But he's not gonna go out at 2 a.m. with a noise
But
meter.
would somebody go out there is the question.
And do what?
With a noise meter. Are the police gonna go out there?
Mr. Chairman,
I'm certainly not gonna ask you to do it, Jim. You've done it every time and always come up empty-handed.
I respond to everything. Last time I went out 5 times to reassure. I sat there for an hour with the noise meter, filming it with my wife as we sat there. And you could hear the noise in the background. It did not spike the meter at all. You know what's loud? Those trucks that come by with cars doing about 80 miles an hour, it spikes the meter up past 100. I did purchase through the coalition of funds, what everyone can use, there's a $3,200 meter that we just turned on and calibrated today that I will be using. I also have my hand meter and I also use my phone, so there's triple. But I certainly never ever refuse to do, go out, no matter what time, to go out if there's a complaint. But I just don't understand it because Linda's
think-
disappointed in me. I don't have control.
She's disappointed in all of us.
I
Yeah,
know,
all of
but
you.
to be, and I'm
Me too.
kind of like,
You too, you too.
but
Me too.
to be disappointed in me, I'm the most responsible person
I
you
can
can
see.
see. But I am not one that can just barge in and say, I don't want this event, I'm shutting it down, unless there's justification.
Correct.
And the justification wouldn't be to shut the whole event down. The police would be in charge of that, and they're gonna maintain order. But, you know, last time police were also berated and said they didn't know what they were doing and that Charlton's allowing these things to happen, which is inappropriate. Charlton is a very open and caring community, and we're very responsive. And we are the lead town for the coalition that you're a member of, and I'm sorry that you're disappointed, because we brought a lot to Charlton. And if without Molly, who's from our town, in your town, you probably wouldn't have an inspector because they left. So to say you're disappointed, you ought to be thanking us for taking the lead. So I think it was an inappropriate statement.
It was inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate.
I
And I take-
apologize. That was in a heated moment, so I apologize to you. And Jim, I apologize.
And I give Molly to Sturbridge 2 days a week, and I only get a half a day.
I know, I appreciate that. I shouldn't have said that. That was not nice.
I don't know, we are disappointed. I
sorry.
bought
I'm
chairs
sorry.
for your office, I bought
I
desks to the
know, I'm
coalition.
sorry, I'm sorry.
You know, from my house,
You want me to grovel?
my house is less than a mile from here.
Yeah.
In the summertime, when the winds blow out of the south, I can hear the cars at Thompson Speedway in Thompson, Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about hearing, and I think,
Well,
can I just say something? And it's not necessarily about hearing, it's like, it's actually kind of like feeling it too, because actually people feel it in their houses, the percussion or whatever I mean, I'm not saying that it's just a hearing thing. It's like I don't know, you know, that
It's a
kind of
deep
stuff,
bass.
like whatever you call it, it's like almost like a thumping thing. And I appreciate that you guys allowed me to come here and discuss this with you. I hope that with the mitigations and the stuff that you guys did discuss will work, and I'm hoping that it really does. I'm just letting you know, because the event hasn't happened yet, those were the concerns we had. I'm glad you guys are taking a responsive action to see how it could be mitigated. But I just want it to come to your attention on this, okay? I don't want to get into a back and forth with 508, and it wasn't particularly about 508. It had specifically to do with the Homie Collective thing, and that the concerns that people had of the traffic, the amount of people overnight,
I think if
drugs or whatever. I don't know.
I think if
specifically
this-
that's going on, but
if this is an issue that, and I'm not necessarily saying write up a report, but this board's gonna need to get the attention of Sturbridge or whoever the people are, because last year we're saying 3 noise complaints in 2 towns.
Yeah.
That's not enough for us to say what's really going
I
on.
understand. One of the people
Yeah.
that I actually did speak to said they did not complain, but it was like they told
but just
me it
because
was
they heard it,
unbearable.
just
No, it's
because-
not hearing it. It's loud.
If it was unbearable, they'd
It's
call.
very- it's
They'd
very
call the
loud.
police.
I don't know. I can't say.
And I don't know what
I
police-
don't. I hear
You
stuff
can't
all
go
the time.
anywhere
I
and
don't-
do
I don't-
anything,
I don't
anywhere, and
actually
somebody's
know.
calling the police because you're making noise, you're doing this, you're doing that, so.
I mean, I'll give you an example. On this is an off example, okay? Not about 508 or anything. But you know where Pleasant Street is, right? By the airport, that area. Well, there's a car that goes there, okay? Now I'm about a mile as a crow flies from there, and they must have some kind of speakers in their car or something, and they must sit there because think that they're out in the middle of nowhere.
I hear it too. It's like a bass thing. It looks like they're it sounds like they're in your backyard. The
I
sound
mean,
travels.
they're playing music. There's no houses in between. It's just woods, okay, between me and that road. And it is so loud, really, really loud, that I think they must have a police scanner, because when I call I just call the Southbridge Police now because I know where they're at. And I'm like, listen, wait a minute, can you guys hear this? And I'm standing outside, and they're like, oh yeah, my neighbors right next door to me actually thought it was me playing the music. And I'm like, no, it's like mariachi music or something. But I said, no, it wasn't me. It's a car. But what I'm saying is the sound does travel, and that is loud, and it's a mile from my house.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's right there.
And I'm sure Gillette
As soon as I call
Stadium
the
gets
police-
loud during their events as well.
But I
But-
think people also assume that when you buy a house next to Gillette Stadium, you can hear the crowds and all that kind of stuff too.
I know, but
I think if
508
you're-
in their event center is where it is, legally and through the court
That was
system.
I don't really know if I would consider when you do a settlement agreement, that wasn't a judge that made that decision, that's a settlement agreement.
I know-
That means you don't wanna go to court.
I know it went to court, and I know it's allowed. Because if it wasn't, we'd be in there, the police would be in there shutting it
But
down.
zoning and planning, Ward, don't trump what the Board of Health can do. And Jim knows this as well.
I know, but what you're saying, the issue is, we're back in the car.
It's public health.
Mhm.
It has to do with a public nuisance.
Right.
And
And you-
if it comes
You gotta
down to being a
understand,
nuisance-
Linda, when this thing was coming off, we had people coming in on oxygen masks telling us how bad the dust was gonna be from the dirt bikes. And then the next week, you're seeing a video of the guy mowing his lawn in a total dust swirl, having at it, you know, so.
No, I don't know anything
You
about.
don't know, but
the-
I'm
the
just
dust
saying,
and stuff.
there's been a tagged group out trying to shut these guys down.
I'm not part of any group.
I
I
know,
live far
but it-
from the place. I'm
I
totally
understand
not
that.
affected. Nobody on my
But
board
these
lives
guys,
near there.
these guys
But I have to
haven't.
worry about the entire town of Sturbridge and not just
Right.
my neighborhood. And you know the neighborhood I
Yeah.
live in.
But they have an event center, it's legal, and they're having an event, and they're in full compliance. I don't know what else to say.
Deal with it, that's what it comes down to, honestly.
It's not for me to deal with. It's for the other people to deal with. And they do have other remedies too.
Yeah.
Then I guess they'll have to pursue it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna move on from the conversation.
I hope you guys take some cucumbers.
What are that, cucumbers?
Yeah.
They razor blades in them?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet, but for Jim there is. Jim, you know I'm only. Jim, I'll give you a hug afterwards. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your
I have
feelings,
nothing personal, I
honestly.
understand.
No,
I just
I
wish I
know.
could make
Take
everyone
it
happy, I
personal.
don't want to get in the middle of.
I go way back with Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm sorry, Jim. I really am. I promise, I swear.
Matt has the calendar out for the next
These,
Board of Health.
What is that?
3, 4, so it looks like the fourth week is
These are
probably the
lemon
16th.
cucumbers. These are
Of
heirloom
September.
cucumbers.
September 16th.
Okay.
I'm
They're
thinking.
heirloom. Save the seeds and
September
grow them
16th,
again. You can
Tuesday.
grow them forever. But they're really, really good. They're actually very good. But they
I
complement
think I'm
cucumbers,
okay.
but they're heirloom.
Yeah, all right.
There's a couple
The only
other
thing is
ones
if we,
too.
No razor blades.
if there's anything time sensitive on the landfill where we have to approve or.
Yeah,
pick a-
just have Andrea send out a.
Steve,
email
Some
or-
things in life are just.
Well, you guys should come to my board meeting.
Steve, we're penciling in 9/16 for the next meeting.
I hope I'm
Matt,
not
I will
Canada
post a
again.
meeting for the bid specs opening when I find out, okay?
Yeah.
I am gonna go to Canada again, but I don't know.
All right, well, we're gonna pencil it in and then if
Can
something
I
changes,
mention
let
one
us
thing
know.
to you guys? After reviewing your minutes,
Mhm.
okay, I actually, Jim said that things were voted on. I didn't see any votes taken, so I don't know if they don't, put the votes in when you guys do vote on things.
We vote on, when we vote on things, they go into the minutes.
But I couldn't find anything on this when they said they were voted on.
Put it on your list, bring it to us when we have a meeting.
Also, you guys had mentioned stuff about PFAS and the landfill.
Mhm.
And I think it was you, Steve, that said that you didn't think that PFAS came from your landfill.
No.
These were in minutes I read. Unless
Oh,
it
we
was
never
Well,
said
you.
they had some PFAS hits, and in where they were, I think we were talking about the ones next to the salt shed.
Yeah, those are
We don't
high
think
level.
that,
Remember, the PFAS is coming from
these were
downstream.
upgrade,
higher.
up.
Oh, where you
This
didn't
is-
think they were coming, well, just so you guys know, we still have an active landfill, still, and
Sturbridge does?
Mhm.
yeah, we're like one of the last of the Mohicans out there. There's like nobody else is open hardly anymore. So now we get a lot of attention because
They get-
DEP can come and see us all the time, but we actually get PFAS hits, actually more than hits, in our leachate. That goes to our wastewater treatment plant that they test twice a year. So it's in our leachate, but we have a lined, that part of the landfill is actually lined. But our test wells around the landfill aren't getting any exceedances for PFAS, so that's a good thing.
Well, these hits that we were talking about in those minutes are considerably uphill from the landfill. And they were in surface water, not in.
Oh, in the
deep
surface water?
That's
Oh,
right.
interesting, okay.
So
I mean, I just
those were the ones that
figured,
we were-
because it's gonna become more and more prevalent with PFAS, with the testing and everything all over the
Mhm.
place, so. And if there was a fire somewhere.
I'm gonna
We
make, I'm
we
gonna
supply
make,
40 homes with potable water and
Yeah, that's a
filtration.
lot, yeah.
I'm gonna make a prediction. When the government had acceptable limits on salt,
Oh, yeah.
okay? It got to be such a problem, you know what they did?
Jim, did you adjourn the meeting or?
Not yet. I'm
Sorry,
waiting.
I'm just
They
chit-chatting with Steve.
they completely removed it.
Not yet.
So-
We actually
Hold
have
on,
problems,
put it-
we actually
hold on.
have problems with salt on,
Hold on, you guys can carry this on.
49.
I'd like to close the meeting.
Yep,
I'll second.
I'll propose that we end tonight's meeting.
There's a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 7:06.